Good morning. Happy Saturday to you. How are you this morning on June 14th? We are at the middle of the month. How are you doing? What have you accomplished this month, and what are you ready to walk away from? It's raining. Cats and dogs here. It has been a very bizarre week. My pony is sick again. Please say prayers. I am fighting with their vet. Money mysteriously has disappeared in the payments that I have been sending them, and I can't get any resolution on that one. So therefore, they will not come out and see my horse anymore. So I'm in the process of trying to find a new vet. The car, my new car, it goes back into the shop on Thursday. Will be the 5th time, I believe, in the little over 2 months that I've had it. The kids' car was completely demolished, stolen car from the apartments that sit down the road from us. Came through a set of gates that should have not been open, and they plowed right into his vehicle. That has been my week, all during the week. Tonight I go into my second job, and I am promoting my art classes. But I am Kitryn Marie. I reside in St. Louis, Missouri. I am an artist, a writer, speaker, life, and a business coach. Teach a variety of art enrichment classes. Enrichment classes to bring you entertainment, to allow you to see perspective, perception, moving some paints around with the painting class. I also teach how to put a vision board together, and see if I can move that over. That is based in life coaching. I can also veer that into business coaching. How you been, and what have you been up to, and what are you ready and willing to walk away from? I have repeatedly said I no longer can do doubles in my outside gig. It is physically too much for my body. In a couple weeks I'll be 64, and I very much pay attention to my health. I very much pay attention to my mental clarity, and I very much pay attention to the job that I can physically give myself to, normally at 100%. But when do you realize it's time to hang up what you do and walk away, that is no longer serving you physically, mentally, emotionally? I like my outside gig. I like it a lot. The restaurant industry, though, has changed, completely changed since COVID, and since, the economy. People are struggling. People don't tip like they do. People are very frustrated, and they take it out on whoever's in front of them if they are not getting what they want when they want it, that instant gratification. I made a video about that last week. And, also, too, making amends with yourself, making amends with the people you have done wrong. What are you doing to alter a situation that you created? Right now we're living in some really, really crazy times, and I wrote on my blog yesterday, we're going through the motions, hoping to get to the other side, but what does the other side look like? And what are we doing in the meantime in this process of getting to that the other side? I'm watching my closet door, and it's like slowly opening. I've always said I have a ghost in this house. Doesn't act up all the time, not like my house on Bates. But if you see that closet door open just kind of slowly, it's the ghost. Sometimes it acts up when I'm like really overwhelmingly stressed, and I'm there. Back to what I was saying. What are you doing that you can make a situation better? What situation have you caused because of whatever was going on with you mentally or physically? Because when people do not feel good instead of assessing what they need to do to take care of themselves, they will lash out at other people just out of frustration. And I even notice myself when I am in pain, physical pain, I am not fun to be around at all. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to listen to any noise. Typically I'm a very quiet type introvert person. I can be very social, but I know that when I don't feel good, I don't want anybody around me. When I am hurting, I get in this mood. But when do you realize what you are going through? You are taking it out on somebody else. And we talk about that a little bit in my vision board class. The vision board class is $65 a person. I can do it in a group, or I can do it private. I can come to you. I have a venue. You're more than welcome to come to the shoebox. Also, with the painting class, I bring all the supplies. My prices have not changed for the last 5-6 years. They are pretty much set in stone. Supplies have gone up, but my prices have stayed the same. So my painting class is $45 a person. I bring the supplies to you. You must have a minimum of 10 in your group. I can do a private class too, if you would like a one-on-one that ups the price by $20. So $45 for that group, $65 for a private class. But usually my classes don't go over the $100 mark, because I understand the economy. I understand we are all scrambling just to try to get our lives together. The weather is not played a good part in our life. It alters our moods. It alters the way that we feel. It alters how we move. Yesterday I had to run out to my horse because, like I said, she's sick, and it was pouring down rain. The vehicle that I'm driving, the ABS and the four-wheel drive lights have all come on, and it's kicked on the wheel sensor, and when I put my foot on the brake, the brakes are all sputtering. The weather plays havoc not only on us as human beings, but the vehicles that we drive too. It plays into our lives. But how are you handling life now? And what do you want to walk away from that you are not even sure how? What's your next move? Where are you going? What's in your mind? And have you started to implement a plan? Teaching my classes, that's where I want my bread and butter to be. That is my goal. That has always been my main focus, to teach. The life coaching, it just came along with helping when I'm talking about putting a vision board together, because it's a map of your life. It's a map of where you've been, where you want to go, what would you like to see brought into your life. Can you recognize a pattern in your life? Can you see that you've continuously made the same choices, expecting a different outcome, but you're getting the same results? Because you're in a pattern, you're stuck in routine, and you don't know how to veer out of it. Also, when you are stuck in routine, when you don't know how to veer, you get very angry and very frustrated, and you take it out on everybody around you. Hang on. Who in your work environment is not cooperating with you? Who in your work environment is not listening to what you are asking of them or from them to make your job better? And if you are setting boundaries up in your personal life, why are you not setting boundaries up in your work life? Those are things that you have to assess and things that you have to address in your own life. Because when you get to the point and you can see the pattern and you can recognize why you've chosen the way that you have, not only in your personal life, but in your work environment, you start to understand why the boundaries need to be put in place. Repeatedly, I have said, and oftentimes too, I'll get back to that, oftentimes too, people forget they have a voice. They are such people pleasers. They feel like if they say no, they are letting somebody down. But if you are saying no, you are stating a fact that you know to be true that you cannot do. And then when someone is ignoring what you are saying or acting upon, they are because they don't know how to do anything different, they will ignore your request. They will look at it as, this is my job, I have to do my job, why can't you do your job? Because there are limitations, bottom line. There are limitations with every job, and when you get to a certain point, a certain age, you have to ask yourself, how much longer can you do the job? And are you really serving yourself, or are you just serving somebody else to be a warm body in a situation that is not really getting anybody any farther? We talk about that in my business coaching class. You know, what else can you do with your gifts and your talents that you have? What else can you do that would better serve what you know? What can better serve for a higher purpose because of all the things that you have learned along your life? Oh, there's my dog. She's at it again. Shug. Come here, Nellie. Come here now. You know, lessons in life are repeated until learned. And you have to decide, when is the lesson really learned? And when can you address what you are capable of doing within your power, using your voice to be heard for good? You know, what can you do to set that boundary so your life works better for you? But I am Kitryn Marie. I'm an artist, writer, speaker, life and a business coach, teach a variety of art classes. Would love to have you in any of my classes. Please reach out, Kitryn_Marie at yahoo.com for today, for tomorrow. Be happy, be blessed, be thankful for everything. Fate turns on a dime. It is up to you to decide what side of the coin you want to be on. Y'all take care. Stay dry wherever you are. And happy Father's Day to all those dads out there. Take care. Bye-bye.